and welcome. This is Sports Debate, where we give you a platform to place your mouth where your passion is, to show off your sport knowledge, and all arguments are spot on. I am Solomon Agege. Like in England, the FA Cup is the oldest football competition in Nigeria. And for the past 3 decades, the Challenge Cup, as it was known, has not been played in a stadium less than 20,000 or thereabout in capacity. Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos, has always been the traditional home of the FA Cup, with the last 4 matches, or the last 4 years, the last 4 matches usually set at the National Stadium in Surulere. But with the stadium in a very bad shape, the National Stadium, the Teslim Balogun Stadium has provided the alternative venue for the Cup in the past 5 years. The Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has surprisingly announced the 4,000 capacity Agege Community Stadium as the venue for this year's final. So we ask, with the memories of the FA Cup, is Agege Stadium a good advert? Is it the right place to stage the final? For all the talk of restoring the glamour, is this one of the best ways to do it? Will it give the new sponsors the leverage they seek with Nigerian football? That's our topic. And you can join the discussion at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate. Joining me on the debate podium are 2 gentlemen. Both of them have squared up against each other in some previous topics before, and they are up here again today, squaring it up. Okpeoluwa Adekoye, you are welcome to Sports Debate.
It's my pleasure to be here once again.
And he's up against Olawale Olatoye.
Thank you, Solo. It's always a fantastic time facing my humble brother from another mother.
Right, Agege Stadium, hosting the FA Cup, Community Stadium. You have watched matches, MPFL matches. In the first place, should it even host MPFL games?
Yeah.
But Nigeria's FA Cup, they call it the ITO Cup. Well, that name sounds... but at Agege Stadium, what happened to Teslim?
Solo, you know, at times when we take decisions in Nigerian football, it baffles me. And I seem to ask myself several questions, or ask people that they can't really provide answers to. That's of all stadiums and as old as the Federation Cup, because we still believe it's the Federation Cup, though we have sponsors now and they've changed it to ITO Cup, and you have to take it to a community stadium, whereby it's a stadium that should host grassroots football, grassroots competitions, not a big competition like Federation Cup, ITO Cup rather. 4,000 capacity. How on earth? That is unheard for, and that is hard to believe. But I don't really know why they choose that stadium. Teslim Balogun Stadium, we are still accepting it. It's okay. And for this kind of competition, it should be a stadium that is not less than 20,000, 30,000 capacity, based on people that are coming. It's not just one state competition. This is a national competition, and teams that plays, we have teams from NLU, so lower leagues. So how on earth will they take it to Agege Stadium? I don't know what they have, but for me, for the marketing value, it's nothing to write about.
Maybe Okpe will give us the answer to why they took it to Agege.
At this moment in Nigeria, there is no better place, no better stadium to host the FA Cup final, now known as the ITO Cup, than the Agege, the lively Agege Stadium, soccer temple. You ask yourself so many questions about football and hosting of finals. Because of the fact that there is a new sponsor, a mega sponsor, there is a need to give this Federation Cup a new identity. It's no longer known as the Federation Cup, it's now known as the ITO Cup. That new identity that will bring more followership, that will bring more enthusiasm from the fans and from the footballers, is moving the final to be played at the soccer temple in Agege. There is no fantastic environment. There is no better, livelier environment for playing football in Nigeria than the Agege Stadium at the moment.
Well, it amazes me when you are telling me that there is no better in terms of, so you mean Lagos, if Lagos is to hold or host the Federation Cup, we have the Teslim Balogun Stadium. Teslim Balogun is far over maybe 20,000 capacity.
Well, when was the last time Teslim Balogun Stadium hosted any major match?
Yes, last year.
Compared to Agege Stadium, where MFM plays there regularly.
Do not forget that the semi-final of the Lagos State FA Cup was played there.
And where was the final played?
The final was played at Agege Stadium.
Thank you.
Now,
so for them to play the final at the Agege Stadium and the semi-final at Teslim Balogun Stadium, it tells you a story itself.
The fact still remains that do not forget, and which I still believe that there is maybe a hanky-panky which is not revealed to us yet. Do not forget that this stadium, this facility rather, Teslim Balogun, is available to usage by FC Barcelona. And I'm beginning to wonder, and I'm beginning to think into that direction. Yes, there are some things which is not revealed to us yet.
Like what? So what are the things you think are not revealed to us?
One, this is a national cup.
Okay.
Being taken over by Etio.
Yes.
Etio Cup. And it is not a
sponsors.
They are the sponsors.
Mega sponsors.
Mega sponsors. And do not forget that Lagos State has an agreement with the NFF.
Yes.
It's expired.
No, it's expired.
Last year.
Yeah. Now, as at this time,
there's no more
as at this year, they announced for the female, they announced Bielsa. And they delayed the final for the male. All of a sudden, it just came that Lagos State will be hosting.
No, it will be played in Lagos, not that Lagos State is hosting.
Thank you.
It will be played
because if Lagos State government, if Lagos State is hosting, I'm not sure Lagos State will say that they should play it at Agege Stadium.
If Lagos State would have still chosen Agege Stadium, I'm very sure
before they approve it, there were members of NFF that actually went to Agege Stadium for inspection.
Good. That means...
And they approved it.
Yes.
If they have approved it, I wonder what they approved. I wonder what they have seen for them to have approved that.
Are you saying the
professionals
that went there to inspect don't know their job?
Exactly.
They don't know their job.
Yes, you said that.
You actually said that
there's and I agree with you that it is possible.
That went to Agege Stadium before they announced it.
You actually know what you have seen for you to say that maybe they don't know their job. And I believe I thumbs up for you for saying that statement.
Putting words in my
mouth.
But
the point is, what I'm saying in essence is that if you have to look at Agege Stadium, Agege Stadium doesn't even have a standard dressing room. The dressing room is so close to the pitch itself. It gives access to fans, to spectators.
That is what you want in a final.
How would you
That is what you want in a final. That glamour.
It does not
Let the fans be close to the players.
The
fans be close to the players.
It does not.
So when they are shouting on you, you'll be able to do what the fans want. Score the goals.
What I'm saying,
and give us a fantastic final.
It does not even give proper coverage, TV coverage. They don't have good positioning. Whenever
that is dependent on the media.
And do not forget that this is a national competition.
We all know it's national. It's the whole of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That every media house will travel as far as coming from anywhere, any part of the country.
From the east to Lagos.
Now tell me,
the powerhouse of football
in Nigeria.
The media
alone, by the time you allow them in, they are almost filled.
That is why you don't allow anyhow media for a final. You select.
Okay, can you? If you are saying anyhow media, who are anyhow medias?
Anyhow media is anybody that comes and says he wants to record the final.
But
we have professionals.
There will be proper accreditation.
These are things
that you have to.
Professionals should be the ones to monitor the match.
They don't even have a media accreditation house. They don't even have.
That is dependent on.
They don't even have a press conference don't you know that before you put some things into consideration,
Yes.
before you put
They
maybe
have
you
a
know,
hall where they can do all that.
hall. You
Yeah.
said
Yeah, that's
Thank
it. It's
you.
a
hall.
boardroom.
Hall.
There's a
all
boardroom.
that
There's a
they have to
conference
quickly
room there.
they have to quickly put up a backdrop.
See,
a hall
that is
inside a
dependent
gym,
on the financial
inside
power
a
of the
gym,
sponsor.
Not a standard
That is dependent
hall
on the financial power of the sponsor. We can use any place for that. Do you know that?
Now that is what is happening on the field of play. If you have to look at, fine, they may have a good playing surface. Excellent.
Fantastic playing surface.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
fantastic.
What class?
No, but
A grade.
playing
A
surface.
grade.
but
That
yes,
place is A grade.
surface.
yes,
Ronaldo
but
will play
you
there
have
and
to-
enjoy himself.
You have to look at
Messi will play there and
you
enjoy
have to
himself.
consider some things also.
Fantastic,
You have to,
yes.
But you have to put some things into consideration.
What
also.
are the things you want to
It
put
is
into
not all
consideration?
about playing. It is all about other things attached to it.
Like what?
One,
Don't you want the
you have
fans
to
to
look at
feel
the
you?
media centers. Do they have none? No.
The media center depends on
by the
the
time just four
power
TV
of the
stations.
sponsor.
By the time 4 TV stations bring in their OB vans.
Do you
they
need
have
more than
already
4 TV
occupied the
stations
whole
to
space.
cover the final?
Now you have to
Do
look
you
at
need
the
more than
car
4 TV
parks.
stations?
You have to look at the car parks. How many cars can that accommodate? Then you have to look at crowd control. By the time anything happens, which you know that there will be traveling fans, there will be home fans.
Why
and
should you
also
pray for
there
anything
will
to
be
happen
no,
in the Federation Cup final?
It is
Did you
Football is
ever
a
see-
peaceful tournament.
I spoke
tournament.
I spoke with the captain of
Yes.
stationery stores
Okay.
Yes.
who played in the FA Cup
The Glorio days.
in
That what we are
1989.
trying to bring
Played
back.
at the
and
National
19
Stadium.
At the National Stadium.
40,000 capacity.
And I will tell
That
you,
National Stadium
and I will tell you
is a
what,
no- is a-
and
is
I
a
will
no-go
tell
area
you
now.
what he told me, and when we come in the second half, and then we will dissect the matter further. Now, the topic has been very hot here about the Nigerian FA Cup. Well, it is the FA Cup anywhere in the world, but then it became the Federation Cup because the NFF decided to change its name, its trade name, to Nigeria Football Federation, but it is still the FA Cup. And then they have a sponsor, and they say
mega
it should be
sponsor.
called ITO Cup. And to imagine that the oldest and probably the biggest tournament, as it were, as some people will argue, that has seen many finals and semi-finals, great games inside the Sports City, the National Stadium in Surulere. The final for this year will now be played at a 4,008 capacity.
Expandable capacity.
Agege
Expandable
Community
capacity.
Stadium. That is where they are taking the FA Cup to, the ITO Cup to this year. What do you think? Is that the right place to take the FA Cup? Is that the place where the sponsors will get the proper leverage for sponsorship? Okpalu Adekoye says it is the right place because it brings football closer to the
To
fans.
the fans and the glamour. That's what you need in football.
Yes, the stadium will
And
be
the
full.
pitch itself is fantastic.
But Olatoye here says no, it is a denigration of the oldest tournament in Nigeria. That he has pointed out so many things, crowd control, many things. Well, but what do you think? What do you think? You can contribute to this debate by sending your tweet to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate.
Is that the best we can offer to the young people that want to actually play a 4,000 community stadium? I'm stuck here for actual answers. We're actually probably one of the 5 exporters, the biggest exporters of actual football. And we cannot say 4,000. We might move the game to somewhere in the country that has a big stadium that will allow people of that state to actually enjoy the cup final, and that would generate interest. We have the most stadiums in Africa. Nigeria have the highest number of stadiums. We can do 30,000 easily. We can do 25. I just think 4,000 might be too small.
It is still Sports Debate with me, Solomon Agege. And the topic we are looking at today is the Nigerian FA Cup, the ITO Cup, they call it now. It used to be known as a Challenge Cup and then the Federations Cup, a Federation Cup. Now it's the ITO Cup. The final to be played at Agege Stadium, is that the right place to take it? What do you think? Okpeoluwa Adekoye says it is a good place, a community stadium that brings the people together and bring the fans closer to the action.
The glamour, the blitz, that's what you want
and
in
the
the cup
stadium
final.
will be full to
capacity.
4,008 Agege stadium.
Expandable capacity. It carries 5,000, 6,000.
But Olawale Olatoye here disagrees. I said, no, it's not good for Nigerian football. What do you think? Do you think it's the right move? You can contribute by sending your tweet to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG. Or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Bet. So, coming from watching Abiola Babes versus BCC Lions of Boko, or Abiola Babes versus Leventis United in the late 80s, where the National Stadium in Lagos is full to capacity, to playing the FA Cup final in Nigeria at the Agege Stadium, a 4,000, from 40,000 plus to 4,000.
Good. 10%.
And you say it is good.
It's good.
It's
best.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We
Fantastic.
need to face reality. The reality at the moment is that the Challenge Cup, the FA Cup, the ITO Cup has lost its glamour. We are no longer in the glory old days where 40,000 Nigerians.
So that's why, because it's lost its glamour, that's why they have to take it to 4,000 capacity.
We are no longer in the glory old days where 40,000 Nigerians want to watch the cup final. Why not maximize a stadium to its capacity? A stadium that has good playing surface and brings the fans closer.
Teslim also has a good playing surface.
The playing surface is not as good as Agege Stadium. Do you know that?
Did you watch last year's final? The same Federation Cup.
Drive home your point.
Ifeanyi Uba and Nasarawa.
Drive home your point.
It's almost filled to capacity.
Almost.
Yes.
You see, 20,000. I want to maximize the stadium. Let me maximize what I have.
If at least 20,000 capacity has close to 80% in attendance.
Almost.
Yes, 80, no, that has almost 80%. So if you are saying 80%, that means we have like 15,000.
And I asked you a question earlier.
That is triple of the capacity of this Agege Stadium. Okay. Triple. Okay. Now, if, for example, now, we have more exposure now, we have more viewership and followership of the ATO Cup now. Yes. Because if you have to look at the finalists also, these are people that they never gave chance. Yes. But right now, they are in the final. Good. It attracts because a lot of people are watching. Yes. And the MPFL now is really making, is really going global. Now, for that reason, a lot of people would not mind to travel down from anywhere to come and watch this game. Let's take, for example, now that we now have 10,000 in attendance. Now tell me, you yourself, you know, how do they manage that? How do they control that? You said, it's like which
there is no guarantee that we have 10,000 Nigerians willing to watch the final.
Let me tell you, in 2015, when we watched Aqua United, Aqua United lifted the trophy. Same Teslim Balogun Stadium.
Yes. The 2015 was it Aqua United or Heartland?
Aqua United.
Okay.
Aqua United.
Did Heartland lift it?
It was before Aqua United.
Okay.
So 2015, Aqua United lifted it in Lagos.
Yes.
2016, Ifeanyi Uba lifted it in Lagos.
Yes.
Now, it means that they are growing and they are developing. When Aqua lifted it in Lagos, we have less than 10,000 in attendance. I was there. I saw everything. Good. In 2016, I was there. I saw everything. I can see a lot of improvement. So it is certain that this year again, there will be a lot of improvement because now we have a sponsor and they have even increased the prize money, which will make people to pay more attention to it. The market value is increasing by the day. We have a lot of sponsors coming in to participate and to partner with them. So if you are now telling me that you, as the attention is being is expanding, you will now have to now take it to a community stadium whereby when MFM and Kano Pillars played alone, they find it difficult to control the crowd because Agege Stadium was filled to capacity.
That
you
is
understand?
What we want.
That is a league game. But now this is a game that attracts all other clubs. Every club that has participated in ATO Cup, they might decide to come. They might decide, yes, they might want to attend because it's like Nigeria Super Eagles playing a World Cup qualifier. That is what ATO Cup is all about. It's like you now telling me that England should now take FA Cup out of Wembley Stadium because they know that people are really, really watching. People really will want to come. And then that is why they have to take it to Wembley, which can accommodate more fans. But if you are telling me all this now that because everybody is watching, don't forget that Lagos State alone has 20 million population. So if 10% of Lagos State decide to go watch the match,
how will 10% of a population decide to watch a match?
It is possible.
It barely happens.
It is possible.
When there's television, there's radio, there's newspaper.
Is it not also possible that the organizers are trying to railroad the use of Agege Stadium for MFM to play the CAF Champions League? And because it does not meet the standard.
That is guarantee. And which I can tell and I can say that except something is done in earnest.
Yes.
MFM cannot play their CAF Champions League in Agege Stadium.
They must play. They
can't.
Might
based
not play.
on standard.
Might is a possibility.
There are some things you have to put.
It's a possibility.
There are some things you need to put in place.
Yes.
One, the media accreditation center. Two, the dressing room must be taken out of that place. And let me tell you that it is not all those that buy tickets that goes to stadium that want to watch a match are actually there to watch a match.
Of course.
It's just for the fun.
Just for the fun, yes.
It's just for the...
That is why we want to control them.
And that is why I can tell you that... That is why I can tell you that if you have to put those kind of people into percentage,
yes,
you have nothing less than, let's say, 10%.
And they're not significant. We want people that want to focus on the match.
That is what I'm saying.
10%. That is why we want a smaller stadium.
Now, let me quickly do a breakdown for you.
Yes.
If you have 20 million in Lagos.
Population of Lagosians.
Let's take, for example, 10 million we watch.
10 million we watch, but not 10 million will be on the pitch.
That art fan.
There is television, there is internet, there is newspaper, there is radio.
Yes, fine.
There is broadcast.
Fine.
Not all Lagosians are interested in football.
That is 2 million. Now, if you now take 2 million, let's say from the 2 million, we have 5% that are just people that want to go into the stadium. Let them have a feel of the stadium. 5% of 2 million will leave you at what? Will leave you at 100,000. 100,000 alone has collapsed.
100,000 alone
the soccer temple has collapsed Agege Stadium.
But why would you say that Agege, the choice of Agege?
Agege
is valid. Agege is a good choice when
you have a better test.
The point is this. Week in, week out, Agege Stadium hosted MPFL matches just this conclusion season. Teslim Balogun Stadium. When last you go to Teslim Balogun Stadium? The pitch, the surface is no longer as good as it was. Because it can be inability to play matches there. It can be worked upon. It can be worked upon.
Yes.
Where is the time? Where is the time to do that?
The time
as compared to Agege Stadium.
And you are saying that
the time is closed. The time is closed.
The soccer temple approved. When last did you visit there?
It's better.
They are now working
I
on
go
it.
to Agege almost every
just
time.
because there are some things when they went for inspection.
Yes.
Some things are totally ruled out.
Let me tell you.
And
let me give you a valid point
here.
Let me give you a valid point here.
Because
of the short-term duration, the amount of work that I've done at Agege Stadium is not as much as the amount of work that I've done at the Teslim Balogun Stadium for this final. So for 2017, at this moment, Agege Stadium Soccer Temple is the best stadium for the FA Cup final. My closing remark is this. We want the fans to be closer to the footballers. We want a stadium where we can maximize and control the crowd. We want a stadium with good playing surface where Ronaldo, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Ozil, Piqué can play and enjoy themselves on. Agege Soccer Temple is the best stadium in Nigeria currently to host the ITO Cup final for the glamour and the gliss to bring back the glory old days.
I wonder what happens to Karkanda, the Muhammadu Diko Stadium in Katsina.
In Katsina for the FA Cup final.
Well, for me, I think
the Adoke
Okpelua is just talking like a Lagosian and not a sports pundit. Because if you have to look at that at it from that perspective, you will know that at no standard will Agege Stadium, the soccer temple, host the ATO Cup. Because one, it's not spacious. And if you need, for that kind of competition, you need a stadium that are well equipped and also spacious. Whereby
is Teslim Balogun currently better equipped than Agege Stadium?
Teslim Balogun,
at the moment,
two things that qualify Teslim Balogun.
Your closing remarks.
Yes,
quickly.
Yeah, two things that qualify Teslim Balogun: the capacity and the dressing room. They have control over the crowd. Thank you.
Well, you've had a very hot argument here by Olawale Olatoye here and Okpeoluwa Adekonye. Akpeolu Adekoya says that the decision to take the ITO Cup, the Federation Cup, the Nigerian FA Cup final to Agege Stadium is a welcome development because it is a reality check.
Thank you.
Reality check that, of course, if the crowd is dwindling at Nigerian Football Center, it is better to use a stadium where a compact stadium where the crowd will be full to capacity.
With good playing surface.
With good playing surface. So he says the Church of Agege is good for the
Soccer
Federation
Temple is
Cup.
the best.
But then, I wonder why they call it the Soccer Temple when there's only one stadium there. But then Olawale Olate disagrees. He says, no, it's a no-no because it is not spacious. It does not have the required facilities. No press area, no dressing room area. There is no post-match hall. So many things. Crowd control will be an issue. But what do you think? Is Agege Stadium the right place to take the Nigerian FA Cup final? You can contribute by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, #TVC Sportsbet. It's been a hot topic. Until we come your way again next time, please enjoy the rest of your day.